Hello, I'm Julie Bach. I'm a lead advisor and principal at Private Ocean. And with me today is Julie Penwell. Julie and I have a kind of an interesting connection that I'll introduce you to. But we thought we would have a quick conversation with Julie today because she's a young professional in our firm, joined our firm about a year ago, and wanted to just get her feedback on what that's been like as a young professional in this environment. So I'll just do a quick overview, and then I'll let Julie jump in a little bit about, give you a little bit about her background. So Julie and I met through the mentor program from our alma mater. Now it's actually her alma mater too, since she graduated from Central Washington University. Go Cats! We were connected through the mentorship program, and I had the great fortune of being paired with Julie. And as we got to know each other, we realized Private Ocean realized as an organization that we just needed to bring Julie into our firm. She was exactly the kind of person that fits so well in. She's so client service oriented, has such a desire to help people, and a really big desire to learn. So, Julie, tell us a little bit about you, and tell us a little bit about how you got interested in financial planning.
Yeah, so like Julie said, I went to Central Washington University and I studied personal financial planning and forecasting economics. But I've actually wanted to go into personal finance since I was 15. So I took a financial algebra class in high school and we learned about debt management and just kind of the basics about finances. And then we learned the compound interest formula. And I totally geeked out, fell in love, just knew that I wanted to go into a field where I got to use that. So I've always wanted to go into a field that I could help people. So finding personal finance and wealth management as a field that, integrates helping people in business and psychology, I just loved it. So ever since then, I've been really excited about pursuing this career, and I'm so excited to be getting to help clients every day.
Yeah, that's great. That's exactly, she's describing herself perfectly. But one really interesting thing about Julie is that she joined our organization, but she moved to our California, specifically our San Francisco office. So tell us a little bit about that, Julie. How's that been for you?
Yeah, so I moved to San Francisco in October of last year, and it's definitely been an adventure. I went to school in a pretty small town, so making that adjustment to a city where I don't really know anyone and I didn't really know the layout, there was a lot of great learning opportunities, but overall, I think it's been a really incredible experience. I've gotten to make some really great friends and just get to do a lot of cool things that I think I wouldn't have had the opportunity to do had I not moved to San Francisco and really taken this step outside of my comfort zone.
What do you think has been the best thing about moving to, so far away? And that could be career or personal, or and then also what's been the most challenging thing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the best thing for me has just been the opportunity to be in San Francisco. I think, we're at a really unique time in the world where technology is kind of the center of everything. So, in some ways, I think San Francisco feels like the center of the universe sometimes. So, I think just getting to be around that is really exciting. You just meet so many cool people. I think the biggest challenge for me would probably just be adjusting to being in a place where I don't really know a lot of people versus, like I said, going to school in a really small town. You know everyone and have that comfortability. So I think that's probably been the greatest challenge.
And what about joining Private Ocean? How has that helped you move forward with your career? What has been what are the greatest things about joining Private Ocean? What A little bit biased, I guess I am.
In all honesty, I think there's so many incredible things. When I was an intern, I interned in our Seattle office for 2 years. And I think one of the things I noticed was just the commitment that our entire team has to our clients. So I get to feel really good every day coming into work and knowing that we're all putting in all of the effort that we can and doing everything we can to give our clients the best service. So that's probably been one of the best parts about joining the team. I think the other thing is our team as a whole is also just full of so much knowledge. And I think I'm constantly learning new things, and everyone is so willing to take the time to talk to me. I can't think of a time that I've ever called someone and they haven't been more than excited to share their experience with me and help me out with whatever question I might have and really ensure that I understand whatever I'm learning.
That's great. Do you have any single experience that kind of stands out for you? Like, wow, that was such a really cool learning experience that I just went through.
Yeah, so actually just a few days ago I was working on a meeting prep, and I called one of our client service team members to ask a question about a transaction, and she just went above and beyond and walked me through every step of what had happened and why we did it this way and why we do it that way in the future. And I think it was just so helpful for me. And I really appreciate her taking the time to do that, to just make sure that I really understand it. So moving forward, if I see it again, it's like, oh, I got this. I know why we do that. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, I'm a little biased, so that doesn't surprise me. We have a great team at Private Ocean. Julie, what about your own personal approach to financial planning or money management? Is there any, as a young person starting your career, what advice would you give to people like you who are kind of just getting started in their career right now
Yeah, I think
around financial planning or money management?
Yeah, I think for me personally, I try to feel really empowered about the financial decisions I make. So a lot of that is just ensuring that I feel like I'm in control of my finances and not that these dollars are controlling me. So that's a lot of
Like,
budgeting and understanding of, where I'm spending money and kind of understanding the trade-offs. Like if I buy this today, what does that mean I can't do in the future, or what does it mean that I can do? So I think just feeling empowered and educated on the decisions I'm making is really helpful for me, and I don't feel, guilty about doing something.
that is such good advice. I wish I had really your insight when I was your age, because how you describe a um, kind of feeling like the money was in charge of you. I think I felt that as a young person. So I think that's really great advice to pass along to people who are your age, and I think that that will get people started on the right foot around that. Um, but now here we are during a virus shutdown, a pandemic shutdown, and it's probably not how you expected your first year to be in your career. So, how have things changed for you regarding that?
Yeah, I think this is definitely not how I anticipated my first year in my career going, but I think that there's been so many changes for so many people. Probably the biggest major change for me is in March. I was in San Francisco in my apartment, living with my roommate, having this great routine. And then once the shelter in place happened, I came back up to Washington to stay with my family just during this time. So that's been a big adjustment to go from being in the heart of the city to now living in a more kind of rural area in Washington. So I can't just DoorDash some food if I want delivery. Like the grocery store is 15 minutes away, and just, readjusting to that lifestyle has been a big adjustment.
Yeah, that really is a big change from big city. But I'm sure there's your family loves having you around as well.
Yeah, I am really enjoying the time. I think, I'm finding the silver linings to it, and I'm appreciating, that my family's healthy and I'm healthy right now and we're able to spend this time together.
Right, really the most important things. Um, so, in kind of in closing, Julie, can you what what advice would you give to our clients who have kids that are around your age? About ready to step into the world. They're stepping into a really different world than what they expected. So, as somebody who's kind of going through it, what advice could you offer our clients, uh, kids, or people they might know that are close in your age?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that have been really helpful for me during this time. The first of which, and this won't be a surprise to anyone who knows me, but is really just to stay positive and to, find the good aspects of what's going on. I think it's very easy to focus on the negativity, and there's so much to be frustrated and scared and angry about. But focusing on those items doesn't won't help us get through this any faster or really change that trajectory. So I think just appreciating again, like your health and your family's health, and then just enjoying the moments that you do have and kind of this downtime. The other piece for me that's been really helpful has definitely been trying to create a structure in some way. So again, it's 3 months ago, I was waking up at the same time, going to work every day, riding the bus, going on my commute, and just having that great structure. Versus now, that's looks so different. So trying to find how to create structure every day. For me, sometimes that's like waking up a little bit early to have an extra cup of coffee before I start the day. or just being really diligent and going out on a walk after work and kind of take a break from the screen time. So just really trying to create structure for ourselves in all of this change and uncertainty.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. One thing it makes me think about with you too is that, I think people's maybe what their plans, they may have had some plans in place that have unfortunately been rescinded or put on hold. Um, and so they might be thinking, gosh, I had this idea, now it's not moving forward. Um, but and you could maybe feel a little bit paralyzed by that. But one thing I think that you did really well and still do is stay connected, and how can staying connected to either mentors for kids your age or people that they know, how do you think that could help them if their plans, if their plans have changed, or even if they haven't changed, how can that help?
Yeah, I think staying connected is a great point. Like, we're all in this period of uncertainty together. So I think that's one thing that unites us, even, as cliche as it sounds, like we are together in this. So I spend time every day on FaceTime with my friends and really utilizing the technology that we have now to stay connected, because I think those are really common feelings among people, especially, among younger people, that this is the first big global event that we've seen like this, and it's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of, my friends and myself included, this is not how we intended our first year out of college to be out, and for students that are still in college, this is not the world that they were anticipating going out into. So I think just, staying connected and talking to others around you and hearing their experiences helps me feel, like I'm doing okay, and it's okay that I'm feeling uncertain, or it's okay that today I'm feeling a little bit sad that I can't see my friends or go and do this. But I also think, like you said, staying connected with mentors. So, like, you've been a great mentor to me. So, checking in with you and seeing how you're doing, and other mentors as well who can give their advice, who've seen more of life than I have and can understand, what these times mean and how we will get through it.
Yeah, great advice. Can you think of anything else that might be really helpful for our clients or their kids, or anybody just starting out their career now?
Yeah, I think for people starting out their career right now, I would just really suggest, identifying mentors that you can reach out to and connecting with them and hearing their take on what's happening. And if you already have mentors, or maybe there was a professional or a professor that you were connected with that you've kind of, dropped off, I think this is a great time to reach out to them, because again, we're all in this very uncertain period. So it's a great time to shoot an email and say, hey, how are you holding up? How are things going? I reached out to a professor recently, and he was so excited to hear from me, and I was so excited to hear how things are going for them at school. So I think just reaching out is really helpful.
That's really great. Well, hey, Julie, thanks a lot for taking your time today. It's been great to hear your perspective on how things are going for someone who's just getting started, and to get your feedback on people who are just uh, entering the workforce now. So, really appreciate your time, and it's great to see you, of course.
Yeah, of course. I really appreciate you taking your time as well. So it was great to see you too.
Great. Thank you for joining us.